I
mean, to be fair, it was a bit messy on Delta Force's part. There was just no recovery. But hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. You have already missed some very interesting plays. This TBF and No Ninja actually won up on Delta Force. It's a standard 10v10 match with no ninja capping. 915 actually just managed to get out and cap his elf, which is just incredible. Incredible play. It was a bit of a problem on Delta Force's defense. They're not really playing the roles they should be playing. We've got Castle Bravo playing Ninja instead of Soldier offense, and Game Boy Trey playing Defensive Soldier. I'm not sure why, but we could be seeing some very interesting plays later on. I would say Cyber's got out pretty clean there, and there's very little to stop her. Unless Ace manages to...
Trey and Doggos have switched roles now.
That's good news. Cyber is getting quite far right now. Spexton is coming up behind, but he's not able to catch in time. Ninjas are... Oh, there's the recovery. Ooh. Looks like Delta Force weren't pressured by the similar offense on the other side. I should say I'm Proterozoic and Cardona is with me today. Things got a little bit hectic when the stream didn't come up in time. Unfortunate. You missed the plays. I should also say Delta Force's defense and offense should actually be pretty strong individual players, but they're not good at synergy, as Whiskey is saying in the chat right now. So it could be quite an interesting match for that regard. It was kind of sloppy on Delta Force's part to let a cap go that quickly.
I agree. I kind of feel like goes to show you
okay, so where Winter is right now, the spot where Winter is right now can work. It can work, but it usually works for TC because they tend to go down the middle. It does not work when everybody is just jumping past you, and you have to be very accurate to get anything from that position. Winter's trying it, and it doesn't seem to be working very well for her. And yeah, I should say that this has just been... Okay, Recuff saved that. Recuff saved that. That was a headshot from Winter, so it does work, as I say. But you have to be in the right situation for it to work. And right now, I would say that Recuff is doing most of the damage. Recuff saved that more than Winter did. I don't know why. I don't know why Ionic is trying to kill Winter, because that's just a poor strategy, especially with Trey protecting her. That's probably one of the benefits of being in that position. You do get protection. I would say TBF and No Ninja are definitely the stronger of the two sides at the minute. Looking definitely the stronger. I mean, they're consistently getting out.
Yeah.
They're not getting very far, but they are consistently getting out. All it takes is a little bit better coordination, and they are definitely going through. I mean, Recuffs is pretty much the only thing stopping that team from being...
We have 3 ninjas waiting for Bismarck on top of the middle.
But it doesn't matter, because nobody's in the flag room, and now Ionic's out. Yes, there are ninjas there, but... There are ninjas there.
No.
There are ninjas there, but they're taking... it's taking damage, but it doesn't matter because all the ninjas are going for Ionic, not the medic, and he's already been hit.
Those are, like Misty saying, that's a little poor routing from Hero there. He
It is poor routing.
Wrapped around instead of trying to go through the middle.
It is poor routing, to be fair. I would also say though it doesn't matter because all of them are playing kind of poorly. They're all going for the soldier, and nobody's targeting the medic. And this is what, the 3rd time in as many seconds that a soldier has gone out of that flag room. It's ridiculous.
This time he has not a lot on.
It doesn't matter though.
If the medic doesn't.
Yeah, she might die. It might die, but it's definitely not for wanting to try or trying, because Delta Force completely made that a mess. They completely messed that up. If they were playing that properly, they would have not allowed 3 people to get out of that flag room in a go. I mean, effectively, what TBF and No Ninja just did was take apart the flag room of Delta Force.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They completely dismantled that. The ninjas were scrambled all over the place. It's kind of a miracle that they got all of those shots.
I think, yeah, it's a real miracle. if they had been just a little bit more coordination on TBF's part, that medic got there a little bit sooner, it would have been a capture. And I'm almost guaranteed that all those players are not all talking in that call.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile on DF's DF's offense, they're not playing very far either. They're kind of getting damaged by the roaming.
They're being hammered. They haven't gotten the closest thing I've seen to a steal so far has been 5-head, and he hasn't gotten much far out the flag. Not to say for once of trying.
Link is coming up on offense as ninja sometimes as well to clear the flag room, but it doesn't matter. Expecting dead because DF's offense is already halfway.
I mean, and Link just came in at the wrong time. Don't get me wrong, it was a good idea. It just came in at the wrong time. Captain Cliff is there, but there are 2 ninjas, a soldier. Yeah, sorry, a ninja, 2 soldiers, and there goes the. I mean, this is how you should be playing defense on Blackout. Everybody should be mauling one player, prevent them all from getting anywhere, because there's much scope for movement. If you can stop them from moving, you can definitely get a lot of damage off. As soon as you let a soldier out the flag room, let's say, you make it a lot more difficult yourself.
Yeah, I think DF's defense is getting a little more under control now. Seem to be roaming a lot better.
Yeah.
Dog is not doing bad as a defensive soldier.
And there's another steal from Ionic, and he's out of the flag room again.
Very nice heal from Snowbreak.
He did get.
That's gonna save it.
Just barely. She couldn't have been. Put it this way, she couldn't have been much later with that.
True.
And Ace is waiting.
Here, but he's a little low.
That's a poor way to go. I'll be honest. That's probably going to get a kill here. That was a bit of a poor thing. She should have switched route as soon as she saw that archer, because archers always go that way. I'm interested in Ace's positioning here. It's an interesting idea. Headshotting them as they come out of the flag room. He was actually headshotting, or trying to headshot from where I am right now, which is, if you look at there's 2 wooden bridges. He was firing at the enemy's flag room from his.
Oh, that's very interesting.
It's a good positional movement. I've done it before. It only works if they're coming out the flag room from that side. It's very situational.
Well, it's definitely very good though, depending on how the enemy defense is playing, because a lot of the damage onto these ogres, the elves, is coming out as they exit the flag room.
A very poor, I would say, a very poor positional play at one point a minute ago. Until Game Boy Trade just then, I don't think Ace has been targeted at all.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. You cannot leave Ace unattended on Blackout.
I expect he's already been doing a lot of damage, to be honest. In fact, I'm almost sure that he's been doing a lot of damage.
We have Snowbreak waiting up on the top of the middle now, but he is gonna come down with everyone again.
And Game Boy Trade is
decision because
dead.
TBF, no name yet. Their offense has been
already dead. He's already dead. 915 gets a fantastic steal for a second time now. He is actually going to...
really good. He's going to go up top.
Oh, here, that was unfortunate. Just out of wind at the wrong time. He's going to die here, I think. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was... If he had one more wind element, that would have been a really big problem for Delta Force there. That was unfortunate rather than like a skill. That was well played. That was not as well played. Spoopy Spade's 6 kill streak. Okay, so Nico is attacking 915, but 915, yeah, that didn't work for him.
DF have switched Link onto Soldier, which can actually
that'll definitely be
well now.
That'll do more. Yeah, the good news is Delta Force seem to understand that 915 is a massive threat, because they are harassing him.
Oh yeah.
That's another big problem. Recubs is not playing Ninja. And that's exactly why Recubs being on a Pyro is not as good as him being on Ninja, because he wasted his frenzy. And there's Winter. That could be a second cap right there.
That
could be a second cap. That could easily be a second cap.
He has no support, but again, the
doesn't need
ninjas
it.
are nowhere in range. The
He doesn't need
arrow
it.
barely missed from Winter.
Oh, headshot!
There goes one.
And that's the cap.
And that's
Second cap there. That was fantastic. It was a lucky shot from Winter, but it wasn't enough. Too late.
Oh yeah, that was interesting there. None of GS's defense was on Hero as he went across the middle. The only thing there was.
And I would say yes. It was unfortunate for Trey there, but he should have been there faster. He was a ninja. He should have been there faster.
Yes.
If he had been there faster, he might have actually got that recover. That's a big... One of the biggest problems for Delta Force right now is they're having to play recovs on Pyro.
I agree. This was basically kind of like a major selling point. When TC went up against them, we didn't have to deal with recubs. We still had to deal with a lot of other good defenders, but recubs on ninjas makes a lot of difference for them.
It makes a massive difference. I mean, I was saying earlier that recubs was what was saving a lot of the caps. Now that he's not playing ninja anymore because he's having to play pyro, I think this is going to make a big difference.
Yeah, you've just been seeing a lot of the luck factor and just a little bit of misplay from TBF winning its offense showing for those recoveries from Delta Force.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's honestly it. I think if anything, the luck has been on Delta Force's side, and it's still not enough. I think it's going to be a very interesting second round if this is the first.
Oh yeah, I believe.
Does anybody know which
map pick too?
That's also a really bad sign if this is Delta Force's map pick.
I will go on ahead and check the thread and see if they have maps.
They're playing really. I wouldn't say any of them individually playing the game wrong, but Misky was saying before this match started that they're good individual players, but they're not particularly well coordinated. And I have to agree. Seeing this, they are playing very poorly in terms of coordination.
A little interesting there. Now if I could have had that, but got caught in Snow Breaks web.
I would say it's not because TBF and No Name Yet's offense is particularly good. It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's nothing special. The difference is, they are making it so difficult for Delta Force to deal with. Well, they're not. That's the thing. They're not making it difficult. It's just the fact that Delta Force aren't playing the game correctly. There goes two ninjas. I mean. Yeah, there goes 915, but he just wind elements back up, and there he is again. And Castle Bravo's dead. That's two ninjas and a soldier dealt with two TBF players.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
There's the wind element, and he just reflects the pearl away. I mean, to be fair, 915 is going to die, but it doesn't matter.
We have Link on heavy offense now.
He's not. Okay, so no, that's the wrong time, Hero. That was the wrong play. You shouldn't have kept fighting. You should have just got out when you had the chance. It doesn't matter because you're going to get out anyway, but this could be a third cap here. Provided they get a medic together soon. Oh, that's unfortunate. Again, unfortunate. Link was just there at the right place, right time.
Yeah.
To be fair, Winter did get that headshot. But that was luck rather than anything. Well, I mean, Winter might have hit that from skill, but the pickup was luck. I don't think it is, Misky. Just DF wins stalemates. Yes, that is true. DF does win stalemates at times. When they're playing like this, I'm not sure they are. I'm not sure they're going to win a stalemate like this.
Well, then of course they haven't been focusing Ace either. So what if we get into a stalemate and Ace is just popping off?
At the minute, they're playing damage control. Delta Force are playing damage control at the minute. They're not doing what Delta Force does best. And to be fair, they're doing an okay job of it, considering how many bits of luck they've had. Link's not getting anywhere. Link's not even getting to the flag room at the minute.
Yeah, that's really important there. It's worth pointing out TBF and No Name Yet are running a double soldier defense, which is a decently hard counter to double soldier offense from Delta Force here, which is why they're constantly switching it up. We now have Doggos on offense as heavy, which could go well.
Might work. I don't think it will, but might work.
see though, as you can see, their offense is being jumbled up by the double soldiers, who are doing quite a well job, spades and luck. Link is out though.
Link is out, but how much health has he got?
I think he's got about a stake or two left. He's being pressured here. I don't see him getting out.
I mean, Ace is right there. Ace is right there. Yeah, that's it. Dead. Okay, so Nico managed to get the kill on Ace, but it doesn't matter because he went for the wrong person at that time. Link was being harassed by everyone. There should have been everybody there.
Well, they all kind of died. Link was the last one there.
Winter has moved up, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, she seems to be targeting 915, which is a really poor idea given he's an elf.
Oh yeah, true.
And 915 is out.
Someone else on Delta Force's defense targeting 915, that would be something different.
915 is out, and he just reflected. Now, here's the problem. TBF need to support 915 as soon as he gets out.
TBF tried for that ninja offense right there. That would have been the perfect moment to just get so far, because...
To be fair, that was the third moment where... That was the third moment where TBF could have capped. If they had been a little bit more coordinated. That was the third moment, easily.
Yeah, for sure. We have recovs here, killing 915 a lot more. I think that's preventing a lot more steals, which is good.
Basically, just pointing out again, everybody leaves the flag room for Delta Force as soon as they try to recov, which is just atrocious. I would say, I think recovs has been moved back onto Ninja, probably because of that terrible capture from Hero earlier. Now 5 is playing Pyro. 5 is playing Pyro now. I don't think... To be fair, 5 is a good Pyro when he's in practice. He's not in practice right now.
True.
So I don't know how effective that's going to be, but I think it has to be more effective if Recovs is playing Ninja. Because he was the one that was saving a lot of the caps earlier. And he's saved. He may well save some more late, the rest of this. The problem is, how good is that going to be? I find it hard to believe that TBF and No Name Yet will have not chosen a map that hampers Recovs a little bit.
They have chosen Divergent Strike for this match.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense, actually.
Like an instant benefit from Recov switching to Ninja is he's being able to kill a lot of these offensive players now in a 1v1, which is going well.
That's exactly what you and now that's interesting. An elf has got out for Delta Force, and he is actually quite far. Will he get through? There is a. That's the Recov.
Ninja is going to take him out. Pressure from
that was close. That was a little bit of luck from luck.
CPT
oh, that was a beautiful shot from Ace. That was a beautiful shot from Ace.
Yeah, that was good from Ace.
I expect Winter's having a bit of trouble getting anywhere near Ace because nobody's on that minute. I mean, basically nothing has attacked Ace, and that is again poor on Delta Force's part. You should know by now that if you let Ace alone, he's going to start headshotting you.
Oh yeah. That's the thing, a lot of DF's offense is going the same way now. They like to go from XX and then siege from there. Because they're all going the same way, Ace has targets all in the same spot. He is going to get headshot there by his own arrow.
Yeah. He does tend to not move, which is fantastic if you're fighting another archer, but terrible if you're fighting an elf.
Oh yeah.
It couldn't be much worse, in fact, if you're fighting an elf.
Both elves aren't using their water element that much when they're coming into the volume. I kind of feel like that's a small mistake because the water is going to help. Even if you die, it's going to help the soldier get out.
It's good. What I would say is, are they actually having time to use it?
Yeah,
with the ninjas around,
really good ninjas on you constantly.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think it's more a factor of not having time than anything. Nico just died to 915 again. Oh, elf. He manages to get the knocks Winter away. That's good. I think it's a bit of a troublesome time there. Yeah, 5 is doing a little bit of he's doing a better job than on Pyro as well. Should be said.
So it's looking like right now both teams are doing decently well, kind of canceling each other out now. Delta Force's defense is definitely rocking. The problem is they were at the beginning. The
problem is it came too late though. It came far too late.
You see, this could be like 3-0 or 4-0 as well, had it not been for those unfortunate events.
Honestly, I think I could have counted 3 separate times where they could have capped, and it was some factors that just led to it. Number one, that one where Hero was out and he got headshot just by a random arrow. The second one where 915 was out near Blackout XX Dead. He could have got, if there was a medic there at the time, he could have capped that easily. If there was some support anywhere near, he could have gotten away. And yeah, imagine being near Blackout. I'm really good today. And the third time when 915 was going through the barriers towards the middle of the map when Winter headshot him. That was a nice headshot from Ace. To stop.
Castle Bravo.
Now, Castle Bravo's got it, but the thing is, he's a heavy.
He's got a lot on him. He's gonna just get out of Ace's range right now, though. But he has too much. That Pyro's gonna get to him, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's a medic there, but it doesn't matter, because the medic's gonna die.
Pyro's not dead, though. That could be really bad for him in just a second.
It's terrible.
Like, here?
Yeah, there you go. Recover. You have to kill the Pyro.
I think Link was the soldier there. I think Link should have just went for the Pyro outright, because he's heavy. He can take everything else for the time being.
It was a poor play. If they'd gone for the Pyro, and I know how much health he was on. If he had gone for it, he would have died, that Pyro, and he could have been across the map. We won't know for sure, because it was...
Is that both teams tend to leave their flag rather open. Here's Link with a very free steal. This is actually looking really good.
This is a very... Headshot.
Doesn't get headshot by Ace there.
Headshot, that's going to change... That might change a lot.
Cyber is running, though. She's at the bars, but she's got stuff on her.
There's killed Slurp. Now, I should say Slurp is a fantastic ninja, from what I've seen.
Oh, and Slurp is doing very well here.
I mean, he just saved that. It's no feat to say that Slurp did just pretty much destroy what little hope Cyber had of capping anything. I should say, this is getting very close to the end of this map now. And I haven't seen anything really significant from Delta Force on their own map, even with Rico playing Ninja on defense.
You have a...
I'm not saying it, Miski. I have some sense of decency.
I'm going to refrain from saying that as well. We were talking about it earlier before the match started, but how well TBF and No Name Yet are going to be able to coordinate with each other and work together. You can kind of see it here. Like with TBF, like No Name Yet, their players kind of filling in for some of the TBF roles that are present right now. You have Slurp kind of acting like
I mean, I can't argue. I was told before the match that apparently they were coordinating fairly well, and they are. I would say that they are having more trouble now. That they're Delta Force is sending double heavy now.
By the way,
there is double.
Probably why.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Also out here.
I would say that the big that's a good move. There's the recov though, because if you allow just no, it was never gonna work. You should know that if you've got anyone anywhere near you when you try and bar pass, you're gonna get recoved off.
Oh yeah, for sure. You
that was
not do that.
That was a terrible idea. That was just I can't stress how badly they played that.
While they were out, I think it's somewhat because Rico's moved up as assassin there, which was a good move to get the steal on Delta Force, but they dropped the flag. There was a medic steal from TBF and No Name Yet on the other side. They got all the way to the side, dropped because of a headshot, and 915 just wins into the flag, picks it up.
It was a risk. It was a risk, and Slurp just finishes off any counter from Delta Force. It was a big risk, that. It was a really big risk, and one that cost them a cap.
We're now at 3-0 on Blackout. I mean, it was a good play from Recubs, but at the same time, no, I
don't think it was. Honestly, I don't think it was. If Recubs had come up as something else, like I don't know, come up as an assassin to like assassinate everybody, and then came back as a ninja, I can see that working.
He is roaming up here as a ninja now, which is
that was what he should have been in the first place. He should have been doing that in the first place because he can come back fast and actually support. The reason that bar pass failed was because nobody was supporting the flag bearer at the time, which meant that as soon as he tried to throw it on to the soldier, he was instantly recovered on. I can't stress how badly Delta Force played that bar pass, and it cost them a cap because of it.
Well, yeah, Delta Force were smart because they had a lot of the support as their flag carrier was getting out of the flag room there. That was fine, but there wasn't
the way they did it was terrible. No, the way they did it was terrible. The premise in itself to brush up, that was a good idea. It was just the idea of playing it in that specific way that was atrocious. And Miski's right, it wasn't just the bar pass, it's been the entire map that they've been playing badly, but that was particularly bad.
Oh yeah, and I know we're...
And 915's out again, and there's very little to stop him. He's got a medic, he's got a soldier.
Oh boy, I think we have a stalemate here. Link is out with full heal, almost above the bars.
Unless 915 goes down here. Which he could. Oh, that's fantastic by Trey. Trey did a fantastic job there.
Link has double medic coming for him. And he might get this cap, which is...
I think he's going to get this cap, which is going to save a little bit of grace for Delta Force.
I don't think it's as huge as Miski makes it out to be, considering the fact
I don't think it is.
I don't think we're going to see a tie on Divergent Strike. I don't think we're going to see a tie on Dragon Valley.
It's big in terms of Delta Force morale. It's not big in terms of the map score overall, because Delta Force are trailing a map and 2 caps behind. They have to 3-0 on Divergent Strike to be in essentially the dominant position coming into the 3rd round, and that's if they get to the 3rd round.
I know we're kind of critiquing Delta Force here a lot, but I think it's worth mentioning that their defense did slip into place very well after those 2 caps happened right off the bat. And kind of the only reason the other cap came off was because Rika's roamed up there and it kind of messed up their defensive synergy, but they did pretty well.
And I think we should also stress that Link is a fantastic capper because he actually managed to get through that as well.
Yes.
It was a good play. It's not fair to say that Delta Force is the only one playing making mistakes, because TBF and No Name Yet are making mistakes as well. The difference is, until this point, none of them have mattered.
True. I think it kind of would have been over by now if TBF and No Name Yet had medic in the specific positions.
Yeah.
When 915 was out.
But in the end, it doesn't make that big a difference anyway, because we're now 50 seconds towards the end of the map, and Delta Force are clearly in the weaker position. I don't think it's... I wouldn't say it's entirely Delta Force's fault, because TBF and No Name Yet have been playing relatively well. But I definitely would say, I mean, a lot of the reasons that Delta Force have been losing caps is just specifically because they have been just playing in... their coordination's been off.
Well, yeah, no.
And it's also the rolls. They should have had 5 on Pyro as soon as Murdoch webbed. It shouldn't have been Rico.
Oh yeah, true.
And that is going to be the first map. Definitely not what I was expecting. That was what I was expecting. I'm not surprised Rico's got that at all. To be honest, he's been the main thing that's been keeping Delta Force together for this past set of time. Now, this map is really not designed for anybody other than TBF.
Well, I think it's worth noting that No Name Yet did relatively well on this pick against Water Taste.
Not this map. This map was...
It was a 2-2 tie.
Yeah, but bear in mind, Water Taste don't main that map.
Well, I'd argue that they're pretty good on that map. But...
Also bear in mind that I was playing in that map and I know how they were playing.
Oh yeah, true. It's both teams.
From what I was
getting, play Archer here. Both teams lose their Archer here.
The big problem that I saw with No Name Yet on this map was that they were not that coordinated. They were essentially letting me do a lot of damage to them.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Like going in one at a time. I did a lot of damage that game.
Well, I guess.
What's the very bad news? Has the stream died again?
We'll be right back.
Okay, you've been recording, that's fine. As long as you've been doing something. So basically none of what we just said matters. Fuck's sake. So none of them, the input overlay's been on, so nobody can see what we've been talking about for the past 27 minutes. Well played. So what are we going to do about it, Ningig? Cardona, are you coming back as well? That could be helpful. All right. I guess it's just me for the next however long it is before Cardona gets back.
What up, boys?
Okay, so Cardona's solo is unable to get around for a minute, so...
I'm
what do
here
you think?
if needed.
You're needed, because Cardona is going to be busy for a second.
Let's get it.
So what did you think of the last map?
I honestly have no idea what the hell happened.
It was interesting.
I think DF is making the right choice here, putting Winter on defensive medic, run on heavy, and running 5 on pyro from the start, and not running a mage on divergent.
It's definitely the right choice. It was the right choice from the start. I can't believe they weren't running it from the start.
The biggest issue with DF last map is that their offense just like severely underperformed, in my opinion. Like, yeah, their defense didn't play well and they let them out a lot, but like...
I don't think the defense was secure. I honestly don't think the defense was particularly secure. They were making a lot of mistakes.
It wasn't, but I'm saying I think the offense is a bigger issue, because you look at like who DF had on offense, they should be able to cap against this defense.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's definitely true. I have to give them credit in that TBF and No Name Yet played it right. They played the defense right. They had the right people in the right places. So it wasn't just the fact that Delta Force was underperforming, it was the fact that they were playing well as well. With that said, yeah, they should have been able to cap a lot more than they did.
Link was definitely underperforming though.
Link was the one that Link was the one that sort of saved their graces, in that they at the very least got out and he actually got a cap.
Yeah. It was a little late.
It was a little late, but he did get there.
Just a tad.
It's better than not getting there at all.
Yeah, that 3-1 could potentially end up being huge, because, again, like, DF has a chance to 3-0 this map or something like that, and then, like, Dragon Valley in a 10v10, there's actually like, a decent chance of that being a tie, so that cap could be pretty...
But that relies on Delta Force, that relies on Delta Force 3 owing TBF on the map.
Honestly, I honestly think Delta Force should win this map with their roster.
They should, just because they've got better... This map is very PvP centered, and Delta Force do have the best PvP on average. With that said, given how they've been underperforming the first round, plus the fact that this is TBF's choice...
Yeah, 905 is the X Factor. DF's offense actually comes in, Link steals, but he gets webbed. Gets Frenzy, but doesn't get hit by it, and he's outgoing top now. Top left as Soldier. Only thing on him right now is the Pyro, but he doesn't have Frenzy. And yeah, he's out.
He is up. Now, it's the question of whether Slurp can... I'm not saying what you think.
Yeah.
And he didn't get out clean.
You just got slurped, my doggy.
I'm never saying that. Now, I really like how Spade stayed in the flagger in that time.
905 is going for the outside one. It actually baits them into it and ends up going mid. This ninja on him, he's going to go down there.
Yeah. Delta Force's defense seems to be holding up better than they were last round.
What's saying is true. Like, we're noticing like a very obvious like disconnect between like Doggo/Link on DF side and then like Cyber and the medic.
The thing about you saying DF could 3-0 this, I think DF need to 3-0.
Well, DF is just like gave TBF a cap, so Ionic probably caps this.
The big thing I see here is that unless DF managed to 3-0 this map, which is very unlikely at this point in time, just gonna say that.
DF needs to steal right now.
If they actually manage to 3-0, they have to 3-0 on Dragon Valley. if they don't, which is
TBF just capped.
And that's made things a lot more difficult for Delta Force.
Yeah, DF like actually needs well, okay, so first thing first, they need to win the map.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing. Cap score doesn't matter unless they win the map.
Yeah. And now it's in a pro. They have to tie and then 3-0 in the last map.
Or just win both maps, but
Or just win both maps, yeah.
Not a good start to that.
It's well, either way, they need at least 3 caps now to win. Because they need 2 on this map and then at the very least 1 on the last. To stand any chance of winning this. Which is a long shot given how they've been playing.
Like again, like DF like has the roster to beat them. I just
Do you think Rabius could be saving them here?
If they had Rabius and Pager on defense, they'd be winning this game. Pager wouldn't have let any of those caps happen on Pyro, but
and Rabius is Rabius. I wouldn't say any of the people on defense are playing particularly badly.
Bizer's out as heavy going top, has support from a medic, about to get restored, does get it, is now top mid with no pressure on him. Only thing near him is a ninja. DF is still running this double heavy behind him that probably isn't going to even catch up. There's no point to be on it here. They should both be ninjas by this point. He's just going to climb over the top here.
They're waiting, and there's no support. There's no support. So this could still be a recovery.
He's playing this really bad. He should have just gone like left side, gone up the tree, and gone top mid. He's doing it now, but he's taking way too much damage. If they don't cap, this is 100% a misplay on Dismer's part. He's top now, but there's not going to be a medic up there. He's just sectioning himself off this ninja. And, yeah.
He's going to die here.
Really poor route.
That was unfortunate.
9-5 is going to get a free cap off of it, or free steal rather. Going out top now, attempting to.
I don't think that's...
He's out, but unlucky.
I don't think that was gonna...
What happened there is he took the sponge and got hit into the side, so he didn't get the full sponge propulsion upwards, so he couldn't get all the way up to the sponge.
Yeah. Definitely a misplay. I mean, I wouldn't say it was entirely in that they really didn't support him that well.
I mean, you can say that, but I think if that was linked with the flag, he would have capped.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about it. It was a misplay on Bismar's part.
It's not 100% on him, but that's majority on him in my opinion.
He could have played that better. Let's just say that. With that said, he doesn't really need to play it better because still no closer to capping. That's the other thing. Divergent is a 20-minute map, so they're running out of time a lot faster than they did on Blackout. I mean, we're almost a third of the way into this, and really, Delta Force haven't got any significant steal out of it. This seems to be a slower paced game than Blackout as well.
It's just due to the nature of the map.
Yeah.
But it being a slower paced map really does not favor the team that's down. And right now that is DF.
Yeah.
I think DF really just needs to practice against good players, do a PPM versus only allow good players in their team, get their ass kicked and then start getting better. Because they lost to TC, and if they lose to TBF and No Name Yet, that theoretically makes them one of the weakest teams in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is not what we're used to seeing from Delta Force, and
especially with these players. I mean, because you've got, a lot of those players. It's not even one of their weakest rosters. That's the.
That's the thing is they had a really weak roster, then they brought in these players right before the match started, and now they have a decent roster. They're just not playing well.
They're still not winning, which is... That's the other thing, because it's not... Teams that work together usually do worse than teams that work on their own, because they don't have the same synergy. And
I think you meant to say it the other way, but yeah. You said teams that work together do worse. I think you got it back.
No, as in teams working in the same team, 2 teams put together.
Oh,
they tend to be less synergistic.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now, yeah.
And Delta Force should have a natural advantage here.
I mean, it depends though. I think this is actually a decent pairing, and I'm saying it only because it's gonna be pretty obvious that TBF is gonna be taking the lead in the call here, and they're gonna No Name Yet is gonna let them shot call and stuff like that. So I think honestly these kind of pairings do work well. But when you put in 2 very passive teams and 2 very aggressive teams together, where personalities are gonna clash, and shot calling isn't gonna be good, that's where it really doesn't work. But I think TBF and No Name Yet is gonna sit back and let TBF really run the show.
It's also playing well, though. It's also playing together. It's not just...
Well, that's easy to do when you have one distinct voice telling you what to do.
those teams work well together because one's dominant, one's recessive, and you get a better kind of sense of leadership. The problem with it is you also have a backing where it's like if TJ were to do that, it wouldn't work as well because the players
like a TJ, I don't know why it wouldn't work, but like a TJ like TBF might have similar results. It
might have some results, but then on the other hand, it might not because you don't have the same experience there. And No Name Yet is not as experienced. It's just
Possible is still coming out from Ionic, but he's taking a lot of damage here. And this is another thing too: is DF's entire defense is in here. 905 is going to walk and get a free steal, but does get assassinated. A really good job there by Ren Tokage. Probably just saved a cap.
Yeah, probably. In this situation, probably. It should also be said, just this kind of experience, they have only played together once. I'm saying that.
We have the classic offensive soldier complaining about getting targeted by a ninja in chat.
I mean, you're playing offensive soldier to try and steal, you're gonna get targeted.
Doggo brings up a really good point here, which is the fact that DF is not utilizing their defensive medic at all and doesn't need it.
I wouldn't say they do need it, they just need to start coordinating properly.
I think like this defensive medic could honestly just be like a roaming ninja or something. They could help support their offense as well. Ionic has stolen, but he's not going to get out here. He's taking too much damage.
He's taking too much damage, but the thing is 915 is right there.
Or wait, he's actually regenning up. He has regen from something at the moment. I don't know what it was, but he just regened up about 3 hearts. I guess a chemist must have healed him something and assassinated again!
It doesn't matter. I think he was going to take too much damage there.
I think he could have lived that though, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I would say Snowbreak just was just beating doggies up. That's kind of funny.
Better defensive chem than peace. Jesus. Yeah, so I guess the region he had there was from Winter.
That's just unfortunate.
Okay, so like when Medic was broken though, and you couldn't like heal someone who had a regen, that was the strat though. You regenerated their flag carriers so they couldn't get restored. That was a strat for like a week. We used to do it.
Unfortunately, Winter doesn't seem to have learned that you can't do that anymore.
I also don't think that was intentional.
Yeah, probably not.
That's fair. Yeah, Cardona. What Cardona just pointed out is 5 is definitely playing a decent pyro here.
Yeah, 5 is playing decent pyro. But I mean, you would expect him to because he has mained pyro in the past.
Snellig also brings up a good point. It's fine for TBF's offense to go in 1-by-1 on this map because they're mainly relying on this elf to come in late after they've used other resources and get a steal, which kind of goes into them going in 1-by-1. But DF not running an elf doing the same thing is not good.
Because
they're playing PvP classes. They need to be together. They need to be fighting. They need to be utilizing that medic in the flying room, not having him waiting outside.
It's not the same style. TBF and Delta Force play very different. TBF rely on a late steal from an elf, so they're practicing it. Delta Force rely on PvP, so they're not used to having this kind of change. 9-5
with the steal here does get a regen from the medic.
And he is out as well.
He's going to go free up the sponge. He's going to be his side top mid.
This could be a very dangerous...
He's actually not even going... Oh, I think this is a bad call by him not going top.
Yeah, dead.
There was 1 ninja up top, 3 players down bottom.
But here's the thing. This could go really well or really badly.
Ionic needs to...
That's
Whoa, I don't know about that.
That was risky. That was...
run across the map and waited where this sponge lands to use that frenzy.
Okay, so Delta Force are playing that correctly.
Imagine if I had frenzy right now.
That was... It was the right
frenzy now. Yeah.
That is the right play for the ninja to cut him off.
Okay, 5 gets it back anyway because the soldier misplayed, but...
The soldier misplayed combined with the ninja playing correctly.
Okay. The thing is, 2 times in a row we've like seen a player opt not to go top because of 1 ninja. I just think it's the wrong decision. Like, you have to try and take that ninja 1v1 instead of dropping into like 3 players. Like, you have to.
I mean, that ninja is recovs.
But still, like, that's a full health soldier.
Even so, that is recovs.
Well, yeah, like, actually, maybe even there, like, that soldier just shouldn't have taken the sponge up, period, and just gone full bottom. But, like...
Now, where is the pyro on TBF's defense? Oh, there he is. Now, where is Delta Force's offense right now?
Dead.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Which is not a good sign.
Actually, they're bottom right coming in. Okay, this is a big offensive push by DF. They have Link and Doggo on heavy here coming into the flag room. Their medic actually got focused down. The medic and 1 heavy goes down. It's only Doggo and the soldier left. Soldier is...
Okay, Nico is trying to elf steal. He's gonna die here.
If Nico dies right now, they get a free steal. Nico needs to die right now. He's not going to, though. He's stalling. That's a really bad play.
Oh, that was just a terrible. That's the wrong way to go.
But
Nico
guess what?
Went the wrong way.
Guess what?
What?
I guarantee you one of them is not talking, so they didn't know that. Like,
I can
it's
almost
a
guarantee it as
communication
well.
thing. Like, if that elf
Cyber.
drops there, DF probably caps.
I can almost guarantee that it was Cyber.
I can almost guarantee it was probably like both of them. Like Nico was probably like, yelling, like, and no one was telling him to drop. Like, it's not a one-person thing. It's just like someone should know, like, hey, you should probably drop the flag.
I think
because out top is heavy here. Is going to die.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage. I saw him get out. He had to fight off everybody. He wasn't going to make it. He's not without a minor miracle. Anyway.
9-5 with a steal here is going out nowhere, actually.
Yeah.
That's an elf is if... Sorry,
At this point, I think 915 is just there to throw Delta Force off. I think they're playing defensively.
If the elf doesn't get a clean steal, he needs to drop the flag.
Nico did actually get a decent...
Well, look, the entire rest of his offense is going to die while he's trying to get out, though, and he's not
Link's
going
got a steal. Link has got a steal there.
Oh, Link's there this time. But again, he drops it late, and Link is taking so much damage.
The medic's dead. He's probably not going to make it.
Link's dead. Link is going to die.
He's got webbed. Rikov's is there. So
he's on 3 hearts at the enemy spawn, though. 7 hearts now. He should really be dead. It's a pass to what?
You can't do that.
You ninja grab that with what?
I think he forgot. Doesn't matter. He's dead now.
Regardless.
That was. I think that was just pure.
That again was the elf not dropping early enough. The same exact thing on the last cap. Like.
That was just. Why does he do that? Nico's just running in.
If you steal his elf and you know you're not going to get out, just drop the flag.
Part of the problem with Delta Force's offense is definitely because what I just saw is he's just running in every time. He's not waiting for the teammates. He's just running in and trying to steal.
Well, yeah, flag poison timers are memorizable. It's 16:31, 46:01 are flag poison timers. So if he might have just dropped there to avoid flag poison, if he knows that. So yeah, but I don't know if he knows that.
I doubt he does. Again,
no, I think Link might. I think Link might be like one of the only players that knows that.
Okay, so Nico does actually manage to get a steal there, and he keeps playing that wrong. He keeps going the same way, and he's getting messed up each and every time. Okay, so this is a big push from Delta Force, and he's definitely going to get out here. He's got a medic, and he has Cyber has a medic and a soldier and Link support here. This, if anything, is going to be what saves the map for Delta Force. If anything, that's really good play from Cyber, just avoiding that sponge, because if this could be the cap that Delta Force really needs right now.
Still immediately recovered by Rentokage. 905 gets a follow-up steal and is out going top as Elf with no ninja on him this time. He's on 1.5 hearts though. He's going to take the sponge. He will go up. We'll get across. He's going to need a medic immediately or else he's going to die. Will he get it or will it be a ninja there? He drops. Medic is not quite there yet. 1 hit and he's dead. He's running away from the medic. He really needs the medic. He's 1 hit and he gets...
That's it. That's what Delta Force needed. That was the mistake. And unless Hero gets a massive... Yeah, he's going to die, and that's going to be a capture.
Oh, okay. 905 actually threw that.
That's just changed the entire game.
I mean, like, I don't... Like, 905 literally just threw that. Like, he had a medic with him and just ran away from him.
That's going to change everything.
That... What?
It was the wrong place at the wrong time. Bisma's going to need to do something.
No, wait. Yeah, DF needs to cap 3 times on Dragon Valley, and their offense hasn't been doing well, and that's one of the hardest maps in the game to cap on.
It's possible.
Oh yeah, it's definitely possible.
Well, unless Bisma actually gets this cap. We shouldn't outplay that. Yeah, it could happen. It's not going to because they've basically got no health, but...
I enabled no end, by the way.
That's it. That's Game Boy Tray recovering, that's good.
Both teams have realistically one more good chance to cap on the map this size.
I don't think it's gonna... If anything, I think Delta Force is gonna just possibly push it through.
They're gonna be a steal within the next 20 seconds. Unless they go top sponge, which both these teams theoretically could, but yeah.
I think that was Recovs actually that managed to recover that. I mean, it was complete mess up on 9.
Look for this steal here. If he's elf, that could be big.
It's medic.
He's medic.
Yeah, he's gonna die. He also had like 6 people on him, so there was no chance.
Yeah.
Okay, that was an elf.
that is an elf.
I don't think Specs.
I mean, 9-5 could cap this. He's out. He might cap this.
He's also got a medic.
Oh,
so
he's doing the bottom thing again, though, and they don't know this time, and now he's going to go back down, he's going to go back up, take the sponge. Really good play here. He played that perfectly, actually.
Couldn't be much more perfect. And he is across. That could be what saves TBF right now.
But here's the thing. DF literally just needs a steal. It doesn't matter if it's a good steal. They need a steal. They need the full support. They're not going to recover this. They need full support.
Recovs, dies.
9-5 is not going to die. They need a steal.
They need a steal, and there's no good steal there.
This is the game.
That's it. It's over. 53 seconds.
Right now.
Not gonna happen. There's a medic in the flag room.
Go top sponge.
There's a medic in the flag room. Recovs can't steal.
Nico steals elf. Nico steals as elf.
Where is he gonna go?
Not the right way.
That's it. He's definitely dead.
That's the game.
Yeah, that's it.
GG.
That was poor play on Nico's part. He might have been just able to save it by some miracle if he went the right way. No, and I have to say it was. This map could have gone either way, but that blackout game was what killed Delta Force's chances.
Losing blackout to the combination of TBF and no name it is a massive upset.
Okay, Link manages to steal, but it doesn't matter because he's not getting a copy.
I've seen him do it before, dude.
That's it.
I think DF really needs to just regroup and like figure out what the hell they're doing, because like it's obvious that they're not coordinating. It's obvious they don't know how to play. Like together.
I think is it worth giving the player of the game to Normal 5 because he did save a couple of those. He made a big mistake, but at the same time,
honestly, like if we're talking like player of the game or like player that like impressed us the most, I mean like. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, obvious, like player of the game, in my opinion, is gonna be someone on TBF's defense.
Yeah, Slurp maybe.
But I don't know about Slurp. Not like okay. So here's the thing. What do we think of Ace? Ace got MVP on the second map, and he completely shut down Winter and the enemy team's offense on Blackout.
In everybody's defense, it's not exactly that difficult to shut down Winter.
There was a lot of pressure on him though. But he also put on enough work this map to get MVP playing defense as well, and to control block on an archer.
Okay, it's fair to say that he was definitely MVP on the second round.
Yeah, like I just think he's like the most solid player on Blue's side and was like the biggest factor to them winning. Now, obviously, if we're talking,
let's just see quickly how much damage